Hello, I am Dr. Raglan of Zombie Hunter University. Today's lesson is on hunting titans. Titans are the second boss that our students will encounter in Fairview after the flaming zombie. However, whereas the flaming zombie is really a mini-boss, a stronger version of a normal zombie, the titan is its own unique species, an altogether more formidable opponent which comes in two varieties, regular and flaming hot. Titans occasionally spawn in the green zones of Fairview, but they become more common in yellow zones and other areas further east on the map. Most students will first encounter a Titan in the Big Brother mission at Dog Stockade, so we will focus our attention on weapons and equipment that students are likely to have on hand at this point in their education, what we call sophomore level, approximately from level 12 through 24 in a student's build development. Before we discuss weapons, I want to address three other concepts: agility, armor, and endurance. Agility provides speed to outmaneuver zombies. Armor provides protection from damage inflicted by zombies. Endurance assists with both. It allows students to sprint longer to outrun zombies, and it allows students to survive more damage. In effect, all boss hunting is an endurance test. Can you survive long enough to kill the boss before it kills you? With enough agility, armor, and endurance, it is possible to kill a Titan with a bare fist. Who needs weapons? And if you don't believe me, take a look at this. Our test subject is Tacky, a level 66 student with maximum agility and almost maximum endurance. As you can see, this allows him not only to outrun the Titan, but also a flaming zombie and the surrounding aggro that tends to accompany boss hunts. He's using a relatively safe strategy here, which he's constantly retreating and striking when the Titan catches up with him. The advantage of this approach is the Titan is very fast, so it will outrun the other threats, and occasionally, as you see, Tacky can stop retreating and circle to inflict more damage a little bit more quickly. You can see he's landing some good blows here, knocking off an arm and then a head, so he's clearly making some progress, although much more slowly than is apparent from this video. Here you see the potential problem. He did take a hit there. However, he is still healthy. Why is that? Well, because he has 100 strength. He is wearing an Exterminator Reactive XT armor. That plus his endurance allows him to maintain his health even after taking a blow from a Titan. All of these factors combine to keep Tacky alive long enough to defeat the Titan through a slow process of attrition. In fact, if you do the math on how much damage is inflicted by a bare fist per second, even if Tacky punched continuously, and even if every punch hit its target, it would take him 70 minutes to kill a Titan with a bare fist. A ridiculous endeavor worth undertaking only to prove that it can be done. On the other end of the spectrum are miniguns. For example, a Wraith Cannon could terminate a Titan in 11 seconds. This is effective but expensive, a waste of bullets on an opponent that could be dispatched with lesser weapons. The school of scientific minimalism seeks to find a happy medium between these two extremes. Therefore, this lesson focuses on weapons that could theoretically kill a Titan in 2 minutes or less. We're using this baseline, which approximates the time to kill a flaming zombie in our previous tutorial, because a moderately skilled student should be able to avoid fatal mistakes for that period, and the battle will be of short enough duration so that students are unlikely to run out of energy from sprinting too much. First, we look at single-shot firearms, beginning with the M1 Garand rifle. This is a 40 proficiency weapon, the lowest we would recommend. It delivers enough damage per hit to kill a Titan in 1 minute and 45 seconds, assuming a student fires continuously and every bullet hits its mark. The disadvantage of the M1 is its low ammo capacity. Sophomore students are unlikely to have invested stat points in reloading, which means that the weapon's firing will be frequently interrupted by pauses, which could prove fatal without skillful dodging. In the video, we are watching a graduate student, Yuki08, whose build is up to level 61 in order to put her in a position that's a little bit similar to that of sophomore level students when they first encounter a Titan. She is working without armor and she has no stat boosting weapons. What this means is that she is somewhat impaired in terms of reloading, in terms of accuracy, and in terms of critical hits. So she is not really optimized. Also, you can see that she is barely able to outdistance the Titan and any other zombies that happen to be interfering in the battle. That's because without mastercrafted stats from the armor, she is not working at maximum agility. To compensate for this, she tends to weave in and out of the light poles there, hoping that the Titan will occasionally bump into one of them and give her a step or two to get ahead, or in this case, bump into a car on the sidewalk, again, giving her a moment to recharge her energy. You will also note that she is retreating in a counterclockwise direction around the area of the battle. This is because zombies, although they usually go in a straight line, they will occasionally alter direction. In this case, he happens to run left, but more often than not, they have a tendency to break suddenly to the right for no reason. And if you're up against a fence like the one you see here, if the Titan were for no reason suddenly to lunge to the right, it would bump into the fence, it would pause for a second. If there were other zombies following, he would block them. Again, would just provide another opportunity to get a little bit farther out ahead, have a little bit more of a comfort zone. At this point, you can see the M1 Garand is starting to have a visible effect on the Titan. There is some knockback from each shot, so it's no longer as difficult to stay out front. At this point, it's really all over but the shouting. It's really not likely that the Titan's going to catch her and land a blow as long as the student avoids making any obvious mistakes like getting backed up into a cul-de-sac or a dead end and getting hit that way. There's very little chance of a poor outcome here. The hunt was successful, but was it profitable? The M1 Garand fired approximately 200 rounds of 7.5 ammunition. Replacing them in the marketplace cost nearly $5,000. There was an injury involved. The cost of medicine and treatment came to nearly $10,500. Loot retrieved from the Titan was a flak jacket, which scraps for $11,050, so the bottom line was a net loss of over $4,000. With a little more agility or better dodging skills, our test subject could have avoided the injury and turned a profit. Another possibility is using a weapon that kills the Titan slightly faster, thus decreasing the likelihood of injury. In this video, I am stepping out of the hallways of academia to provide real-world illustration of my theories, in this case demonstrating the use of an AK-47 assault rifle against a Titan. We really do not recommend machine guns for this purpose because we think they are unnecessary. One problem with machine guns is that they are less accurate than single-fire weapons. This is why you see that I am not firing continuously at the Titan. Instead, I wait for it to get up close so that I know the bullets will find their mark. This negates one advantage of ranged weapons, another reason we're not keen on using machine guns for boss hunting. If you have to wait for the boss to get close, you might as well use a chainsaw. However, if you absolutely feel inadequate with a single-fire weapon, you can give yourself an edge by using the AK or its submachine gun equivalent, the K50M. Lesser machine guns will also do the job, such as the XM8 and the Chicago typewriter. Even an M16 or an UMP may suffice if that is the best you can equip. Whichever machine gun you choose, we recommend using it only to soften up the Titan and to avoid being overwhelmed by surrounding aggro. Once the Titan is starting to weaken, which you can spot because he starts to flinch, switch to a single-shot weapon to save ammunition and increase your chance of turning a profit from the loot. Here I switch to the Alpha Bull revolver, which does the same damage per hit as the M1 Garand, but delivers more damage per second because it fires faster. With correct stats in place, the Alpha Bull is equivalent to the VSS Vintorez rifle. Either weapon is very effective against Titans, but sophomore students will find the revolver slightly inferior until they have added points in reloading and accuracy. You can see that the faster firing speed of the 100 proficiency Alpha Bull does a better job of holding the Titan at bay than the slower M1 Garand rifle, increasing chances of victory. Also, handgun ammunition is cheaper than rifle ammunition, increasing potential profits. Nevertheless, When it comes to battling Titans, we reserve our strongest recommendation for melee and chainsaws, which we will examine next.